So AEW Grand Slam Australia is reportedly selling poorly with ticket sales described as not good. So Meltzer goes, not good. Stadium shows are tough. So now he's just excuses. It's not England where they have like a very large fan base and you have all of Europe to draw from as well. This is Australia, and the only place you can sort of draw from, maybe New Zealand, and that's still a flight. It's not like Japan is close. You've not got a lot of countries close. It was an ambitious idea, but I remember when it was announced, I thought this is going to be really tough. Did you, Dave? But it was obviously going to be tough, and I quote tweeted it. Yeah, and like people were coming at me. People were going crazy on me, calling me white boy. They're like, "Oh,
I saw that
why,
guy."
They're like, "That's why AEW went to the UK and did all those shows there first." And it's like, no, they have a market in the UK because A, wrestling's hot in the UK. Always. B, they're on ITV in the UK or whatever it's called. It's so factors
Well, and just the
that go
distance.
into them.
I mean, if you live anywhere in Western Europe and you can get yourself to Paris, there's a train that takes you from Paris pretty much directly to Wembley.
Exactly.
Like, so and there's nothing of that for Australia. And hell, depending on where you live in Australia, it's further than it would be from like Russia to England. Australia is a lot bigger than people realize. As a
dude, and I
landmass.
googled it. I googled it too. I googled it. Fucking like people don't watch AEW in Australia. Like their numbers are like lower than like almost anywhere else. You know, AEW gets solid numbers in Canada on TV, and then like decent ones in America. And like not even really solid in Canada, like decent, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like easily available to Canadians. It always was ever since it came out. It was just on like TSN or whatever. Super easy to watch. And then, but yeah, in Australia, like people aren't watching and all they do, I tweeted out, I was like, dude, you can't just slap a poster of her on there. There's a reason UFC didn't just, whoa, here we are. Like they established a bunch of stars from New Zealand and Australia, a bunch of Tongans and Samoans and like that. Yeah, Israel Adesanya, all these different, Robert Whittaker. They established all these people and did events there, and slowly they did these big stadium shows, and now they can go there because they're trusted. They're going to put on a good show. Now they can do a stadium there every time. AEW just saw what? That WWE just did Elimination Chamber there or whatever they did in Australia. And AEW's like, we're just going to slide in and do a show. Dude, no, you have to get your merch game up. You have to do promo there. Who do you have other than Toni Storm from that part of the world that's on your show routinely? You just took the belt off her too. So what, man? Like, it doesn't even make sense. He's just doing it because it's desperate. It's like a going at a sale party. Oh, Wembley flopped. It's a fire sale. We got to hit Australia because WWE just went there. We got to hit Texas because there's a lot of people there and a lot of fat cats, and we pack that house. You know what I mean? And
absolutely
things like that. And like it's just like a fire sale, it feels like, you know. It's just so, it's not premeditated, it's not planned, there's no direction. It's like, who are these people on poster? What do they have to do with, like, are they going to be integral parts of this show? It's stupid, and people got so mad at me for that, and they're so dumb. And all I got to say is, if you're going to compare the UK wrestling market to the Australian wrestling market, you're not allowed to talk to me.
Right?
You understand how the UK and AEW is different than Australia and the UK and AEW, pardon me, you're not allowed to even have the conversation with me about it. That's my new rule. Sorry, all Jake.
You're right. The only they're generally a nation of white people with an accent. That's the only common ground they have. What are you, out of your mind? No, absolutely. Especially too, like with WWE, they probably ran for at least a year, probably multiple years, seeing that their merch numbers were growing. They also had been putting, the entire company behind Rhea Ripley, who's the biggest female star in the world and one of the top 5 wrestling stars, just period. So yeah, when they're bringing her over in a main event, yeah, that's gonna draw. Toni Storm, they put a decent story. Well, they tried to put a decent story together, and they brushed through it and it went to crap, but it wasn't like she was gaining that much traction and getting that great of reactions as where Rhea Ripley was a heel getting giant babyface reactions because people just loved her worldwide. It's a big difference. I'm curious as to how, because all we hear is the numbers aren't good. Like, what is the number? Have they sold like 2,000 tickets there or something in a stadium, or is it even that? Like, how bad is it?
I'll look it up right now. And people got mad. They're like, "There's 5." It's like, yeah, dude. The reason the sales are low is because they're comparing them to other ticket sales for other shows at the
Exactly.
same fucking point in time of the sales.
Like you just said what Dave said about
it's
Bad
just like,
Blood. He said the tickets were, he said what did Dave say? Tickets, they sold out almost the moment they went on sale. So when tickets go on sale, if there's a demand, people buy them right when they go on sale. How long have these been on sale and how low have they sold? I mean,
here's the other thing too.
Right
you
there.
have well, exactly. You nailed it. But also, dude, here's the other thing. Grand Slam was just on a Dynamite. And then now it's like, oh, it's going to be a pay-per-view in Australia in a stadium, though. You just did it in front of 6,000 people or 7,000 or whatever on a regular episode of Dynamite. So, like, why would people get excited for that? You know what I mean? I just don't understand.
No, and the name Grand Slam, I mean, assuming it's tying to the tennis reference because of the big four tennis tournaments, was the U.S. Open, French Open, Australian Open, and Wimbledon. And they have the Grand Slam at where they host the U.S. Open. But, I mean, that's such a weak tie-in to go to Australia for that. And Tony thinking, oh, it's fine. It'll be great. No, it's going to be so bad. I wonder if it even, I mean, if it gets another month without ticket sales, I mean, they've either got to move it or just scrap it, I would think. You can't. I mean,
someone
maybe
has
not,
to,
though.
Yeah, someone has to find me numbers for the ticket sales so far in Australia.
As
you
far
don't
as
see
I know,
it
they
anywhere.
actually
You just
haven't
see
been.
people going, "Oh, it's not good."
That's all I've seen. I was looking at it like, yesterday when my cat had her chemo appointment, which went well. But it's like a 30-minute wait, and I'm living in Phoenix where it's hot again. And so I was just sitting inside in the air conditioning, and I saw that like that post about Dave's quote. And so I tried to was curious, what does not good mean? I couldn't find it anywhere. I don't think anyone's released it, which makes me think it's really, really bad. Like, have they even sold 1,000 tickets? Like, the only Australian person that I know that watches AEW at all is But Why Alyssa. She's the only one. Everybody else, I don't know any other Australians that watch AEW or even know of its existence. Not that I know many Aussies, but I follow a few on Twitter.
Bro,
she's the only one.
There's nothing anywhere. Even WrestleTix doesn't have an update.
I couldn't see anything. So. I was trying to find anyone to give, like, even like I was trying to look at like Australian tourism websites to see maybe or something. I couldn't find anything. I didn't look at like the Suncorp Stadium site, but I just didn't see it anywhere.
It's funny because we're looking at the AEW shop merch. So let's move along from the Australia stuff. We're looking at AEW shop merch. I'm sorry, guys, but is this not a 12-pack of ass right here? So first off, let's be for real. Let's be for real. Is this not like that first shirt in the corner, the dark blue one, $40, Queens, New York, Grand Slam? That sucks ass. The next one to the right. Okay, you got the black one. That one's actually okay. That one's not terrible. The Statue of Liberty's colored in. It looks pretty cool. Next to it, you have the Islanders one. This one's okay if you're like a hockey and AEW fan. Okay,
or Mets. But it's also the Mets. It's the
Mets
same color.
color.
As the Mets.
Yeah.
And that's what the one on the left is. The one on the left is the Yankees colors. That's what they're trying to do. Not any good, but that's what they're trying to do.
Well, the one on the left is good, simple, basic, black and white. The Islanders Mets one, that is I'm a Canuck guy, so I immediately go to hockey first. Okay?
Yeah, no, I get you. That's what I'm here for.
This one over here is the Islanders. This one over here is the Oilers. So but that one, it's like, I get that shirt. I understand that. I would not have done the navy one unless that's a team color I don't know about.
Yeah, the one on the far left, number 3, that's the New York Yankees. That's with the stripes on the arm. That's the New York Yankees. Yeah, that's what they're going for.
So number 5, I would, it's ugly, but I make it. Like, I get why they made that one. The Sting shirt. Okay. It's honestly a nice shirt. I get why they made it. I mean, it's not like the nicest shirt ever, but it's like, I get why they made this, and you have to have them there. But why is Sting the only wrestler?
Right. That's what I was just going to say.
T-shirt on the show.
It's totally fine if he's along with everybody else, but with the only wrestler is the guy who retired in March.
He's not even on show, dude. I cannot believe that. What, man?
That's bad.
There's not even a Danielson T-shirt.
Right. Or an MJF t-shirt. Like, I know it's not Long Island, but it's New York, for God's sake.
And then the one they have, Grand Slam, Danielson McGuinness. They fought in 15 minutes in like the most lackluster match those two could have ever had. And I don't blame them. Like, if that was in WWE, standing ovation it, because that's how you take care of a legend. So I am glad AEW did it that way. But the fact they open their show with it and they have t-shirts with it and they're on the program and they open their show and that was the match. I don't know. Tony just doesn't know what he's doing. They did not do that properly. So anyways, that shirt's ass. These are all ass. The train station shirt, that's ass. To me, I don't know. Maybe some New Yorkers get a kick out of that. Maybe some Yanks do, but I don't.
It's a good idea in the sense, but Grand Slam's too many letters. Like, if it was, if you just did like AEW in the letters, because there's not that many I get the idea, and I've seen shirts with that concept that do work. That one does not.
So the replica belts, so these mini like replica belt bracelets or whatever, $80.
80.
I don't know if I'd buy that, dude. The AEW world title, which is a nice looking belt, lost all of its prestige though. I look at that like TNA belt I was looking at for a few years. $850 for that thing. Someone asked me on X, they're like, Phil, would you buy that belt for $850? And I said, if it was the one that Jericho
that was a good line
outside the steakhouse, well, I'm dead serious, but just a normal one, no. But like, I'd pay $1,000 for that one Jericho lost that one time. These signed figures are $100 a piece.
Oh, they're signed. Okay, I was like, why the hell are those 100?
A Mox, a Claudio, I think Bowens, Jamie Hayter in her old gimmick, not even her current gimmick. The Scissor Me guys. Bro, $100 signed for a caster figure. Like, you guys, this is there's like a whole trader's market with wrestling dolls and figures and all that, and slapping these people in the face by doing this. I need everybody to know that is egregious. And to charge a Moxley signed the same as like Anthony Bowens or a Jamie Hayter signed, what are you? Who is running this business, man? I can't even believe this. Michael Driard for $5 says, where's the Neo Moxley shirt? I have an idea for a logo.
You what?
Oh, man. Yeah, I do too, bro.
No, it's just going to be a big M. What were you talking about? What were you thinking, dude?
Yeah. I think Hitler had a good idea for one too there. Jesus, holy!
Oh man!
Thanks for the super chat. So for $50 though, you can get. So look at this. So I'm like, who comes up with the prices down below?
Eddie Kingston.
And his $50 for a signed figure.
The best guy's Tony Khan.
$50, Kingston. Oh my god! And then you have these ones over here, $40 for this Danhausen mask. He's not ever even on TV. He's been on TV like 3 times. $40 for Max. That is, this one guy says it right here. Evil Jimmy selling a $40 Danhausen mask while keeping off TV is nasty work.
Terrible.
It is, bro. That's terrible. Shout out Danhausen. I know he blocked me because I responded to a dirt sheet thing. Whatever. I was like, prayers for him though. Like I was like being serious, but he just blocked anyone who kind of interacted with this post or something. So I love Danhausen regardless. I am not a hater.
I feel like there was a time he was trying to be like, the team player and do the online stuff, and because he did block a few different people, but then I feel like he was just like, screw it, because he hasn't been on TV in forever.
Yeah, well, with me, it was like somebody reported, and I'm not going to repeat all this because obviously he didn't like it, and apparently it was fake. Somebody, no. Well, yeah, no. Here's the thing: I did do a video about his T-shirt scam, but we were like, I think it could be made up. Like we left it out in the open.
Yeah.
But then there was some dirt sheet reported something about his wife. That isn't like super bad or anything, but it would be something like I could see them going through something, or if it was a fake story, I could see why he would be like, why are people even care? And it's true. Like it's like something personal. I don't know. You guys can go look it up yourselves. And like, I had retweeted it or something, and I was like, prayers for them if that's true, prayers for Danhausen and his family. I got blocked after that. So I think it was because I just interacted with this story of people snooping in it. That's so dumb. I shouldn't have even reacted to it and gave it any voice or anything like that. But anyways, moving on. Shout out Danhausen, love him. Moving along, we have a pickleball set for $65, bro.
And was that Bruv flag
Pickleball.
in the prime letter? Yeah, is that Bruv lettering into the hat and the flag? Is that the prime lettering?
It looks like it could be the prime font.
It's close enough to it. Like, even if it's not, I would change it just because it's close enough to it. And prime's everywhere with the WWE right now, especially with the logo in the middle of the PLEs.
These hats are $30-$40. I think 40 is too much. Oh, the Elite's hat is 40 though.
Oh,
you guys. But all of these hats are pretty ugly, other than maybe just these plain trucker AEW one. And
they don't look that good of quality either. I'm a pretty big hat guy. Like, not like New Era or anything where it's like it'll fit well and look good on you. Like, it might look decent for a bit, but
$30 isn't a bad price for a hat, actually.
No.
But it's just the quality of it that looks. But yeah, pickleball set for $65. Like, what Cornette, man? Get on that gimmick infringement over here. And then
is it only one pair? So you can't even you can't even play against another team. You have to have another team pay another $65 to get another set. Jesus,
hilarious! I didn't even think about that. And then
nickel and diming them.
These posters. So the one with Danielson on it's $20, and then why wouldn't you have Danielson and McGuinness sign all the posters, both of them, and then upsell them more, idiots, if you're already going to do that. But yeah, they sold all these posters, $80 for an MJF signed poster, Hangman Page, $80. And like, how do they pick, like, okay, so at this event, MJF gets a poster, and then at the next, like, how do they determine, like, who's in charge of this, man? What fumble? Tony, stop being a coward. Licensing deals with wrestlers. So here is this 2024 official program. I pointed it out too. I circled it. Oh, bracelets. Oh, bracelets. Selling friendship bracelets here, dude.
Of course.
And then they have these little plushy things for $15. That's not a bad price for a Derby. Whatever. No. Terrible, just terrible merch from AEW.
Yeah, supposed to be one of their biggest shows of the year and the biggest market they're going to be in, and they probably only had one merch stand too. That's everything.
Mm-hmm. Mercedes Mone. So this is Drain Bamager or whatever. Mercedes Mone and AEW Dynamite nearing to outlast WCW Nitro. AEW is here to disrupt this industry. Next week, we're going to celebrate 5 years of AEW. We're beating out WCW, and fans online are getting mad about that every single day. No, people are just mad. No one's mad that you guys are doing that because you're not doing that. What people are mad about is that you guys say stupid like that.
Yeah.
WCW was around forever, and you guys are so focused on Bischoff. The wrestlers in the business today don't even understand what they're talking about. So it's driving people nuts. It has nothing to do with, it's just like the Cope. And Bischoff ran WCW for 6 years. Okay. He almost put Vince out of business in like 3 or 4, however long it took him 4. WCW was around for years before that.
Yeah.
And even before it was called WCW, it was around for like years, and it's in the Jim Crockett and all of that like formation. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like TNA was still TNA when it was Impact. They just switched it up for a bit.
Yeah, Nitro was one of their shows. They also had Saturday Night and Worldwide. Like there was multiple WCW shows. Yeah,
exactly.
And they drew actual ratings for a few of those years, as opposed to
yeah. And they're saying Dynamite outlasting Nitro. Yes, like timeline wise, but it's like I always say this, and I'm not saying that WCW's Michael Jordan, so don't get mad, people. But I always say this. This is why Michael Jordan's the GOAT, and it's the end of the debate. There literally can't be a debate, and I'll end it right here. Versus LeBron, right? People go Jordan or LeBron. Who's the GOAT? I'll tell you right now. Okay. Jordan came in the league later, and he left the league earlier and did all this that LeBron can't do or is accomplishing by playing like double the amount of time in the league. So LeBron's breaking all these records. He played like double the amount of time in the league, and there's still accolades that Jordan put up that he hasn't yet touched yet, or he's surpassing these other players, but he played way longer than any of them. Jordan came in for a short period of time, goated it up, and left. That's difference. That's why Michael Jordan's the GOAT, hands down. You just can't argue that, in my opinion. The rules are changed. Imagine what Jordan could have did in this more offensive friendly NBA. It would have been ridiculous.
With all those years where he had to beat where he had to like break down and eventually get past the Pistons because they beat the crap out of him for years. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm not trying to be the guy shift the goalpost in the argument, but what Bischoff did in that 6-year window, let's give him 6 years. AEW in their 5 ain't even close to any of that.
Not even a little bit.
This next year, when they surpass it, yes, time-wise, you surpassed it. But are you really better than them? No, because then they almost put WWE out of business. The minute WWE released and re-signed some guys, oh my God, crazy because of AEW, crazy. Oh, they had to keep some guys signed up. Oh my God. Crazy, dude. They almost went out of business. Vince just said in this doc, WCW, he's like, I wasn't even worried about him talking about me on TV. He's like, because we're in a war. And everyone's like, it's a war. And I'm sitting there going, I don't even know if we can do our next show. That's what Vince is thinking. Right? So it does not matter. It matter. Oh, they paid the Good Brothers $500K to stay in WWE, like, or whatever. I don't know. Name an example. None of that is comparable to. Was Raw almost not going to come on TV that week? No, that never even came close with AEW. So they're Michael Jordan, you're LeBron in this instance. Yeah, you surpass them in time-wise.
Good for you.
Yeah, you're never going to surpass like what they actually did. Tony had the chance to do that, and that's what pisses me off.
Yes, that's where, because people call me, or like I'll get chastised by the sickos at different times. And it's like, look, dude, I'm just mad because it could have been so much better. I didn't hate Tony Khan from the beginning. It wasn't tribalistic. I watched both companies, every show they did for a year, maybe almost 2, until I just kind of
Dynamite was
slowly
better,
started
bro.
watching. Yeah, absolutely.
Dynamite was crushing at the start, bro. It was crushing NXT. NXT was getting bad too. It was getting like, okay,
yeah,
we're kind of tired. Like Kyle O'Reilly's on his own.
Kyle.
No one wants this. Yeah, no one wants.
And nobody liked Cool Kyle. Yeah, that was terrible. And there was a lot of stuff where even if you would watch it, you could watch a 2-hour show in like 45 minutes because you could just fast forward. You could skip through.
Hopefully, Tony learned some from the Vince doc. That's all I can say.
You want him to, but he didn't learn anything from the death of WCW, Doc. All he did was spend more goddamn money.
Yeah.
I just
go ahead.
He drives me insane. I get so frustrated with him because you just think it's right there. It'd be one thing if like he had to figure this out, or like this was secret information. This is right in front of your face. There's multiple documentaries. There's people that can tell you, and you're just like, nah, I know better. Which, I mean,
Tony Khan.
If you think of it from the beginning, like with Cornette, when he talks about it, there was a reason why he stopped taking Tony's calls, because Tony was like, no, I'm going to book the shows. No one else can do it. I'm going to listen to these guys. And it's like, if you'd just let somebody else lead and watch and learn and grow, and you could, by now, he could be running the show, and maybe they could be threatening and actually be a competitor and draw more than, 1,200 fans, because I don't care what the tickets distributed is anymore. I'm now fully believe that half of those are always going to be Tony's, especially with what happened with Grand Slam last week, where they went from 6,000 to 8,000 pretty much overnight.
Everybody gave me shit for that too, man. Apples under my decent. It's like, yes, is it decent?
It was decent.
Do we have to Google the definition of what decent means? Let's look up decent definition. Okay, guys, and we're going to figure, because I was like, are you kidding me? Everyone jumps on me. Conforming with generally accepted standards of respectable or moral behavior, of an acceptable standard or a satisfactory standard. If you're drawing 2,000 people at every show, and then you draw 6,000 one night, okay, let's say Tony padded 2,000 tickets. Okay, you drew 6,000, 3 times your normal amount. Are you triple your normal amount? Is that not satisfactory? Come on, dude. Come on. I said decent. I didn't say they blew it was down.
Great. You didn't blow it up. Yeah, just like it's decent. It's all right.
That's dude. It's perfectly decent house for them. You know what I mean? So that's all said. And I was like, hopefully the crowd's hot, man. Like, we need something. So yeah, I get it. Like last year when they were in the same building, they had doubled the number or something. I know, but we're talking in 2024, bro. If AEW gets 4,000 or 5,000 people in a house, I'm like, actually good for them because man, they
Yeah.
suck. You know, they've been shit
Exactly.
lately. Yeah, they get like 1,300 people at some of these shows.